doing all the intros and stuff like that. Just like start with conversation. And with that being said, how you doing tonight, gorgeous?
I am doing so good. How are you?
I am doing pretty good, pretty good. Getting ready for
Awesome.
this Thanksgiving cooking and feast and all that good stuff, the holiday season and everything.
I
And
know.
and and are you ready for the holiday season?
Oh my gosh. No, I'm not. It has been so crazy. Me and my roommate just moved into a new house, so we're just scrambling to get things situated. We're doing a Friendsgiving tomorrow. So it's just like getting everything
Oh
up
snap.
and ready. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my goodness. So who's doing the cooking?
Neither of us. We're ordering family style meals from this place, and then we're having all our
Oh,
friends bring like their favorite dishes.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna be ballsy enough to bring a turkey. Watch.
I don't know. I hope not. Like, I'm not expecting anybody to bring a turkey. I'm ordering some chicken, and some other
Yeah.
things, some ham maybe. But if someone brings a turkey, that's
Mm.
great. That'd be awesome. I'm not gonna hold my breath
Oh, for
though.
sure.
You okay? That
See,
was a nice hit.
the smokers know that he's the smoker. Oh yeah, see, the smokers know it's a smokers lounge, and we do smoke on this show when we feel like it. But not everybody smoke to come on smokers lounge because they're like the running joke. They're like, "Do I have to smoke to be on smoke?" I'm like, "No, you don't have to smoke.
No,
You just have to
I
be.
don't
You just
smoke.
have to talk."
But actually, I just had my first experience with weed literally this last Saturday because I don't smoke. I don't do anything. I just drink a little bit.
Word.
And it was amazing. I had
Mm-hmm.
like two hits of this blunt that one of our friends had, and I was so giggly, I was so high, and I learned what crossfaded was because I was drunk, and then I
Mm-hmm.
had hit that that vape, that blunt, and I was like living. It was awesome.
Oh my God. I remember the first time I smoked, I was in college. And we lived in suites. So it was like 4 rooms in the suite. And when my best friend lived over in across the hall. And every time he had the baddest girls from NC State come over there to smoke with him. I'm over there drinking, smoking a black and mild. So one day I'm sitting there looking, I'm seeing them giggling, they getting high, they rolling joints. Yeah, I'm that old. We was rolling joints. It was a transition from joints to blunts when I started smoking, okay, people. So yes, I'm
Okay.
telling my age. If my beard don't. But the point being, I said, fuck it, let me hit that shit. And that's it. Hit that motherfucker. I was like, and I've been smoking ever since. There you go.
Nice. No, if I could have that feeling every time, then I would probably smoke all the time too. But I know there's so many different strands, there's so much different types of weed. Like, they
Mm-hmm.
asked me what I wanted, and I was like, I just want to be calm, cool,
Mm-hmm.
relaxed with a little bit of energy. And this guy was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I have the perfect one for you. Here you go. I was like, okay. So I don't know what
See,
I
you
smoked
live
with.
where it's legal. I live where I live where it's illegal, but we have legal weed, which is the THC shit,
Right, right.
But it's not bad. But I still want real weed. I'm sorry. I just experienced mushrooms at at
Oh, nice.
49. So what that tell you?
Whoa! I've tried mushrooms. I had one really good experience and one
Mm,
really bad experience right after the other, literally the
mm,
next day, and I was like, never trying that again. Like, it's just not like you can never get the same effect. It's so
uh,
mental. Like, your
mm,
mental has to be right, the vibe has to be right. And so because of that, I was like, I tried it. I can check it off my list. Never again.
mm.
Like, when people's
Oh my
faces started,
god.
I was just like, okay, this needs to end.
Ah, Lord have mercy. So with that being said, Hello, smokers. It's time to
Hello.
smoke this over. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. You know who I am. Y'all don't care less. Y'all want to see her, but you got to deal with me for right now. You know who I am. I'm Kevin Oliver, Summer Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link on mylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. 4 sponsors I'm going to go through real quickly. The first one being the wonderful eroticismmagazine.com. Next up, award-winning, award-nominated voiceover with smut. And they even got virtual reality. I'm talking about blusherotica.com for you people that love candles, the Kinky Candle Company. Yeah. And if you need legal help, she's sexy. She's the queen of law. Her name is Mitchell Ferrari. Links in the description. Also, you can find me in the mornings at fullswatradio.com 5 days out the week. Also, check out sgpradio.com. I'm on there as well as Skyhawk After Talk TV.com. Now, you see this gorgeous ass lady. Now, she's looking like mild pedestrian a little bit, sexy, tattooed up, housewifish. But don't let that fool you. She's a ex-military,
Yes.
tattooed up, freaky ass lady. She can eat pussy. She can deep throat a dick and ride it and do it all at the same time. She's the wild one. But I'm going to
Oh,
shut up and let her tell you who she is.
hey guys, I am Sarah Wilder. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited.
Oh, no doubt. It is my pleasure. Because, see, I got to ask you this. Because I always say swinging is the gateway drug to porn, webcamming, escort. But I'm starting to notice military is becoming that because there's a lot of military, ex-military that's in
There
porn.
is. Yeah. Who knew?
Well,
All those years with like strict regimen just made our like freak just come out as soon as we got out. Like, I don't want any rules. I want to be myself and just have fun and not have to worry about anybody else but me. It's great.
because to me, it's like this. Is it true that military ladies are the freakiest ladies?
Yeah, probably. Same with like Catholic schoolgirls, and I'm both. I went to a Catholic school my entire life, private school from kinder to high school, and then I went straight into the military, and here I am doing porn. So,
oh my God. How many years was you in the military, baby?
I was there for 11 years. I was a lifer. I would still be in right now, but some things happened and I had to get out. So,
oh, I feel you. I feel you. And so for you, before we go into the time machine, um, you you're a lady that I can sit here and say has been making a strong name in this business. So for you, what is it about this business that if someone asks you, well, what you love about this business so much, what would you tell them?
honestly, everybody that I've met so far, like all of my best friends, I met because I started this journey. Like all of my closest friends that I've literally met within the last year are all in the industry. And, I know a lot of people have different experiences, but my experience so far has just been so wonderful, like meeting the people and just getting to travel and meeting everybody has just been really fucking awesome. Like everybody is so fucking chill. Granted, there's a few bad seeds, but in my experience, the people have just been awesome. Yes, the sex is awesome and everything else, and like creating some fun stuff and like having my first experiences with certain things has been really amazing. And it's awesome to be able to explore myself and my sexuality. But honestly, like having the people in my life now, I wouldn't have them in my life if I hadn't started this fucking journey. And it's just been amazing. And I'm so grateful for that.
Well, see, people, now you know where we're about to head. Let's start the journey. What got Miss Summer Wilder into the porn business?
So it's a super long story, but the short and sweet of it is that back in the day, I was an esthetician and I met a creator that lived in my small town in Texas. And I hadn't really heard of what OnlyFans was. I just knew it was porn. And her and I got really close. And one thing led to another. She introduced me to some people. And I had just started exploring my sexuality and my wants and my needs, you know? Like I was in a bad marriage. I my ex-husband would fuck me and I would have to literally roll over and masturbate. Like he was in and out. It was just so ungratifying. It was toxic. And so again, back to like having that freedom to explore and to be freaky without judgment. And so yeah, this all happened like about a year and a half ago, and so it was like the right place, right time. And yeah, it happened pretty quick, actually. I had baptism by fire. I shot my first video in the British Virgin Islands, like on this deserted island.
Okay, then we about to unpack that real fast. Because before we go any further, how did you land this shoot and all that? We about to paint the picture here. Go ahead.
Okay, so back to the same girl that I met in my small town in Texas. She invited me on this 12-day cruise in the British Virgin Islands to live on a catamaran for 12 to 14 days. Okay, and there was a bunch of other creators. There was 4 couples, and they were all creators except myself and my ex-boyfriend. And we had already started talking about possibly doing OnlyFans and porn and things like that. And so while we were on this boat, these are big creators and they're filming all sorts of stuff. They're filming threesomes, they're filming DVP, and we're on this boat like, whoa. I'm telling you, baptism by fire, just like straight is. And we were on this island called Cooper Island, and we were like, fuck it, let's go. And so one of the guys, he runs like a little production company, and he was like, we're going to this island. It's deserted. Let's just fucking go. Let's get you guys out there. And so we took the little dinghy to this deserted island and had our first scene out on this beautiful beach. And it was crazy.
Oh my God. That is a serious bad. So you shot with your ex. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes. We started together. Okay. And then we broke up and I rebranded. I changed my name to Summer Wilder. And because before I was only doing girl and like content with him. And so once we ended that relationship, I just threw myself in all the way to the deep end. I literally started doing everything, everyone, all the things.
Well, with that being said, now hold on, before we even go any further, the day one smokers know this story. See, it's always after that terrible marriage that a woman rediscovers herself sexually. Once again, proves my point. Our sexual taste change with age.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And you learn and you experience, if you were to talk to me in my 20s and say, oh my God, Summer, you're going to have 2 dicks in your pussy one day, I would be like, oh my God, absolutely not. No, like I would be gassed. But now it's like, why not? Why not fucking try it? I didn't even know I can squirt until I got into this industry. Like learning everything about myself and my body and what I like and don't like has just been great. And even exploring past that and exploring fetishes, and kinks and things like that I would have never imagined, It's been very eye-opening.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot out there.
No, I always talk about that. It grants us the grace of discovery with sex.
Absolutely.
Because in our vanilla life, we're not allowed to do that because one, our partner may not know how to do that or be that freaky. And 2, it's our job to be that freaky. So we have to let loose, exactly. Period. Well, depending upon the shoot, because she does both the paid gigs and the content. We'll get to that in a minute. So now, after you broke up with him, now you go about one, how did you go about getting content for yourself? or did you start thinking about dealing with companies for paid gigs and stuff of that nature?
Getting paid gigs wasn't even on my radar just because I was a new creator.
Mm-hmm.
But again, knowing the people that I knew really helped me to branch out and meet other creators that I can do collabs with, and going into content houses and stuff like that. So that was super helpful. I've been really blessed to have the people in my life to help me, guide me throughout the whole process, and I really wouldn't be here today if it weren't for these other, people in my life that really guided me and like, hey, this worked for me. Let's try this. Or even just connecting me with other creators, that normally wouldn't give somebody a chance to, like, I only had 500 followers on Twitter, so like a lot of people aren't going to work with somebody that only has 500 followers. But because I had the validation and connections, it helped me grow. And so I didn't start thinking about doing paid gigs and stuff like that until I changed my name, rebranded, because what am I supposed to be like? Hi, I'm Summer Wilder. I don't do anything besides girl, and that's it. Oh, and by the way, my boyfriend has to be here with me, and these are hard nose. Like, no way.
Oh no, no producer would fuck with you within 10 blocks.
Exactly right. And it was just like a conversation that him and I had, and he was like, absolutely not, blah blah blah. It was just it was just not on that radar. So again, when I broke up with him in May, I really just branched out. I put myself out there.
So this past May.
Yes, this literally May that just passed.
Okay. So actually this then. So how did you find the first guy to work with? And let's talk about that shoot.
So I had met a couple of guys in the industry, again, from my friends, and I had people reaching out, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm not doing boy girl, I'm just doing this. And after all of that happened in May, I went to XBiz Miami, and I was with a bunch of other creators that are my friends, and I went in there tested. I went in there not knowing what to expect, and I just put myself out there, and I was like, hey, I'm Summer, you want to collab? And it just kind of happened. And so my first boy girl scenes outside of everything were 2 BBCs and male, female, male. So I went really hard, really fast.
Oh yes, you did. So now let's talk about that, because before this, the only dick you was fucking on camera was your ex.
Yes.
So, and if I'm correct, personally, you won't fucking nobody else but your ex.
Exactly.
So now you're about to deal with the experienced BBC on camera.
Yes.
Was you nervous? How did the producers and the director, the male talent make you feel comfortable on set and all that good stuff, period? How was the shoot for you? Paint the picture.
So it was just a content trade. It wasn't like any production or anything. I was nervous because, like you said, these guys are experienced. They've collabed. They've been in the industry for a long time. But again, back to having my friends there, and they've worked with these people. So I felt comfortable and confident, with the people that are around. And like my girlfriend filmed for me, so I was really comfortable in that sense. But I was still really nervous. Like, okay, I know what I'm doing, but do I know what I'm doing? And then right after that scene, we had a threesome. So the 2 guys and myself. And I was like, this is my first threesome, first of all. Second of all, my first threesome with 2 guys, And so that was a little nerve-wracking, but they were so sweet, and they told me exactly what to do. They kept me at ease, and they were so professional. And so that made it really, really easy to work with them and like, hey, we're going to put you here. Is this comfortable? Are you okay? Like, acting on me. And it was just a blast. But it was a lot. It was a lot of dick in and around everywhere.
I love talking to people that they were very vanilla before they got poured. And then they got poured, and they found out how much of they brought out their inner slut.
Oh,
and
for sure.
And it's beautiful because it's nothing like the first time.
Yeah. Oh my God. I've had so many firsts in the last month. I mean, I just had my first gangbang last Monday, and
Mm.
I've been DVP'd now like 4 times, but the first time was not even a month ago. And I got watertight. I've done bi scenes with 2 guys 4 times now.
Mm.
Like it's
And
it's
this all this content, all this is content.
yes, yes.
Okay.
It hasn't
Okay.
come out. It hasn't come out yet, but it will very soon.
Mm.
But and I've been able to film. You know, I've gotten a couple of paid shoots now under my belt.
Mm.
So yeah, it's
Mm.
just great. Like again, I would have never
So
believed my
so
life would
how
be.
yeah. So how was the paid shoot different from your content trade shoots? Go ahead, keep talking. Go ahead, tell the smokers.
Okay. So it was different because it was everything was already planned and I didn't have to worry about getting other creators. Like they managed everything. They got the guys for it, they got the camera crew, everything was set. All I had to do was show up. And I mean obviously everybody was super nice and they talked me through everything, but I didn't have to worry about anything. I just showed up, you know, which was really cool. Right. Take a hit with me.
Sorry about that, smokers. I had to get that lasagna, and in 5 more minutes I had to pull it out. But anyway, but now people don't realize paid shoots and content shoots are different
Oh,
because paid shoots are more meticulous, and you don't know your male talent ahead of time. With content trade, yes, we do pick them if we, like to fuck them, and we get an opportunity to have a little more chemistry, build a little bit more chemistry through the
right, right.
conversations or what have you. So for you, how much of an adjustment was you for the paid gigs?
So it wasn't that much of an adjustment for me because this company is based out of Las Vegas, where I live, and some of the male
Mm-hmm.
talent brought in for it, I have already worked with a couple of different
Oh,
times.
okay.
So, but a couple of them were new. You know, like I hadn't met these
Mm-hmm.
guys. There wasn't that chemistry or knowing them and a little bit of like familiarity. It was not.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't there. But the other guys,
Mm-hmm.
because them, I felt confident and comfortable, you know, and I've worked with this producer
Mm-hmm.
before. So it was just a different situation because I did a orgy scene with guys a couple of months back, but it wasn't a paid gig. It was a collab of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and Las Vegas, there's just so many creators and we all kind of always run into each other and we run around in the same
Mm-hmm.
circles. So I've been able to meet a lot of the different people out here. So this experience was just
Mm-hmm.
great. Like I said, I already knew them, but I'm sure there's going to
Oh.
be a where I'm in brand new, don't know the producers, don't know anybody, you know,
Yeah.
but it hasn't happened yet.
So that gangbang now, how many dicks was it?
There was 5 guys. It was 5.
Okay.
Yes. It was
She
great.
had a modest gangbang.
You know, it was called a gangbang, but it really wasn't. And I was I wasn't upset, but we had a girl with me. So she was like the host. And so her and I started together. Like, I was like, I really want to play with
Mm-hmm.
her. And they were like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And so it turned more into an orgy, but there was only 2 of us and the 5 guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it was supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
gangbang. It turned into an orgy, which was great. I had, a little bit of leeway. I didn't have all the dicks all at once, but I am planning my first big gangbang for ABN in May, or not in May, in January.
Oh.
So yeah, 14, 15 guys.
And what's the number? And what's the? You say how many?
14 or 15 guys is what I want. We'll see.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
big or go home.
So now, here's the thing for you. Okay, for you, within a short time span, you have done, of course, anal, DP, gangbang, or what have you. For you, because the thought process with porn is you don't want to shoot your load your first year.
Right.
So for you, what do you want to say for year 2, year 3, year 4? You feel what I'm saying? Because the
Yeah,
one thing we don't ever want to lose is the shock value.
exactly. So I haven't done anal before. I have yet to do anal on camera. So that is still something
Okay.
that I haven't done. And
Mm-hmm.
so I haven't done DP in that way. So definitely
Mm-hmm.
something here that I want to do. Also work a little bit more mainstream, you know, and like have a little bit more fun with
Mm-hmm.
production and just, you know, change it up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and
Mm-hmm.
work with more creators. So I have a lot
Mm-hmm.
planned this year, you know, because I started this year in the middle of the year and I had to change my name and
Mm-hmm.
rebrand, do all that stuff. So going into 2025, I'm going to be established in my brand,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I have a lot more work underneath my belt, a lot more experience working. So just going in really hard in 2025. Hopefully I'll find an agent that'll take me on because let me tell you what, a lot of agents don't want tatted girls. I don't know what it is, but they don't like tatted girls. So
I'm gonna tell you why. See, this people know my pedigree. The reason why because they feel they can't market you out. They can't market you across different markets. Hold on, wait 1 second, please. Let me get this real quick. And small break.
smoke break.
To let you
Everyone
know,
ahead.
people, I am multitasking. I podcast, I cook, and I used to do porn, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. Ah, so, ah. See, even when I'm off camera, I'm entertaining, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
Now,
right. Give them a little show too.
so the reason why because it's an old school mentality.
Absolutely.
Because trust me, now they have loosened up way more than when I came in the game. Oh
Really.
no, tatted, yeah. Oh no, tatted up. You strictly alt.
Oh
You
gosh. Yeah.
kink.com.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah. You BDSM. You know, you ain't gonna see them on browser too tough.
Right.
But
Right.
it's because of a marketing standpoint. You know,
Right.
period. They think about because what people don't think about when you deal with these major companies, they deal with the world. See, we're in a small bubble in the United States. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Different countries, you have to edit that porn for that porn to even work in that country. You feel me? I'm even talking about in this day and age because some of your videos is not going across the world.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
In
That's
some
true.
places, like some places they can't show penetration at all. Some places they can't. It's a whole bunch of shit. I mean, but they make millions and pay people to know this shit, and they got their vibe by it. So that's part of the reason why the tax, but they have loosened up on that.
Yeah. And I have noticed that. I definitely have noticed that. With just other tattooed models and being on pages like Browsers, Pornhub, and or not even just Pornhub, but like Bang
Mm-hmm.
Bros, these other
Mm-hmm.
companies. So it definitely is getting better, but it was just like one of those things that I didn't even think was going to be a problem coming into it, and then it
Mm-hmm.
was. I was like, oh, if any in the world I thought would be a little bit lax with tattoos, it would
Mm-hmm.
be porn, but it's not. But you know, I've learned to accept it and just kind of roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you said a lot of the agents that I have talked to, they were like,
Yeah.
if you want to be with us, you're gonna have to do the hardcore stuff, all the hardcore shit, the BDSM, the piss play, the scat play. You just have to be, you have to fit into this
Mm-hmm.
mold because you look a certain way. And I'm like, I might
Mm-hmm.
look like I'm tough because of my fucking neck tattoo, but I promise you, I am a
Yeah.
toasted marshmallow. I am ooey gooey in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not hardcore that way. Like, you know, there's certain like
Mm-hmm.
piss play I love. So
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. But like other things that they're like expecting me or wanting me to take over because I look this way, I'm like, no, I'm not going to change myself, you know, that much in order to be
Mm-hmm.
like with an agent. So I'd rather find
Yeah.
somebody that me who for me and my
mm,
brand instead of like me
mm,
having to morph myself into somebody else that I'm not, you know? So
mm. Well, see, where you make up at is you willing to do anal, you willing to do DP,
yeah.
you willing to do, you know what I'm saying, gangbangs and stuff like that. Even to the point that, yeah, you go over in Europe because they love tatted women that take it in the ass. So, and you know, but no, it's the thing about it is that that's part of the reason why God bless you, China has her own, because you can't depend on, and that was the thing we were trying to teach the girls back then. You can't depend
Right.
upon the companies. It's
Exactly.
about you having your content. So with that being said, how do you pick the guys that you work with? What do you base it off of?
Um, honestly, I don't really base it off of anything. I mean, normally if there's a new creator that I've never met before, never heard of before, I will ask like my girlfriends or other people that I know in the industry, like, hey, what do we know? You know, is this
Mm,
guy cool? What do we know about this person? So
mm,
I definitely vet them out. You know, I have a
mm,
different couple of like group chats with a lot of other girl creators and some male creators that I can be
mm,
like, this is Joe Schmo. What do we think of Joe Schmo? And they'll be like, oh, he's awesome. I worked with him before,
mm,
YZ. And I'll be like, okay, cool.
mm,
Or they can say the opposite and be like, oh my gosh, don't, because XYZ, this was my experience, let it out. So
mm,
I like to, but normally, I just, if they're local and if they're willing to work and if I like their content and their content speaks
mm,
to my content and I know that I can make something with it, then
mm,
absolutely, you know,
mm,
um, as long as I get a thumbs up from people, and even like sometimes
mm,
I'll have a creator that nobody knows, I'll just kind of,
mm,
see for
mm,
myself. I haven't had any bad so far. Like, all I've
mm,
had some really good experiences with male creators and female creators.
mm,
So, yeah.
mm.
Yep.
So shoot. So for you, it's like now working in front of the camera. Um, how has you learned to work the camera? You feel what I'm coming from?
Yeah. you know, trial and error, and knowing myself and my body and what looks good and what doesn't look
Mm,
good. So, um, of course, there's scenes where I'm like, ugh, that looks rough, but just being aware, like rolls are rolling in places,
yeah.
and you can't help it, like kind of pick yourself apart when you're in this industry. When you all I'm
Mm,
looking at day in and day out is myself and my body.
mm,
But I've been able to really learn to be aware of the camera, and a lot
mm,
of the people that I work with are really great at that. And so,
mm,
and not being like so crazy about it. Like, we can stop and readjust, this is
mm,
porn, it's a movie. So it's not just
mm,
like free flow and then just hope for the best. Like, oh no, if this
mm,
position work, let's try something
mm,
else.
mm.
And making sure that all your cameras are rolling. That's important because I've had moments where we're halfway in. It's like, oh shit, this one camera
The
is not
camera
rolling.
ain't.
Fuck.
I've been there.
So
I've been
good.
there. No, no, no. I'm gonna tell you the worst. The camera dies right at the pop.
The camera what?
The camera dies right at the pop.
Oh no. That's you can't read. Well, you can, but it's not the same.
No, it's not gonna be the same event out of it. That when we used to say Playboy it out. That when you fade it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly right.
It just
Thing too, like learning that male creators have it rough. Like, they have to get hard, stay hard. If they can't pop, what do you do? Blah 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 blah
mm,
blah. There's so much to it, you know
mm,
so being able to kind of work in that
mm,
environment, that uncertainty. Like, if there's a male creator I've
mm,
never worked with, now he's having issues,
mm,
being and like, hey, take Trimix, take Viagra, here's the Cialis, like, what
mm,
can we
mm,
do this, not to pressure. Like, I've gotten to the point, I'm like,
mm,
if you pop, babe, it's fine. Like, we
mm,
can do a fake cum shot, we can do a
mm.
fake high. Like, there's so many options, and some of these guys get so like in their head. I'm like, it's good. We can make this work. So
Oh yeah.
that's a learning experience too.
No, I had moments where I had two pop shots in the scene. You know, it got that
Nice.
good. You, you know, and I had scenes where, yeah, he couldn't come.
It
It
happens. It
happens,
happens.
you know,
Yeah.
and the thing about it is just he, male talents can't feel bad about it because, like I said, it happens to the best of them. You know, period. Because it's a high pressure situation. No matter
Yeah.
how you skin it, trust me. I didn't have the cameraman dick press against my ass getting the overhead from
Yeah.
my viewpoint.
Exactly. How many shots have you had that day? Is this your first scene of the day or is this your third scene of the day? Especially in a content house setting, these guys are doing
Mm,
orgies. They're doing multiple, scenes a day. So it's like when it comes down
mm,
to it, if you're really picky about getting a real like cum shot, then be the first of the day or whatever. But you
mm,
guys go through a lot. For us, slap some lube on it, at least from my experience, slap some lube on
mm,
it, take a little suppository, some boric
mm.
acid, and I'm good to go. I'm ready to rock. But I know guys have it hard or not hard.
Well, shit. All I need to do is just eat the pussy in real wetly.
That's true. You're good.
Fellas, you'd be surprised how much you can get it back with if you actually eat the pussy in the
Yeah.
middle of the scene. Cause I've done that before. You know, actually I've done that before, even if she was dry or not, because it just look
Yeah.
hot when you do
Right.
it.
Yeah.
But so now, you're building your brand. So
Yeah.
what is the brand of Summer Wilder? You
I knew
know
this.
what? When did go ahead.
I was gonna say I knew this question was coming, and I'm not prepared yet because I don't know. I'm still. I know I look alt, but I'm not. But I'm also not MILF. I'm also not girl next door. So I'm definitely molding it still, and
Mm,
trying to see where I fit and trying to see where I stand out in my strong suits and what will sell
mm,
better for my fans, things like that. So it's
mm,
honestly still working, and
mm.
I'm still trying to figure it out. So if you tell me.
I mean, you in year one, so no, because the reason why I say that is that, of course, as the years grow, you have to reinvent yourself. You know,
Exactly.
period. That
Yeah.
they're just facts. You know, but to me, it's kind of like females must understand what it is to be a sex symbol
Hmm.
and to move and to look as such.
Right.
You has mastered it. You know, period. And it transcends the tattoos. It transcends all that because it's about being sexy.
Right.
So for you, I would think because, like you said, you're not the MILF, you're not all. To me, I think you the sex spot. You just the hot chick,
I love that.
but you can create the characters. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, because even if I work with you, I'll play the shit where I mean, yeah, I'll do a rock and roll. I had to do a rock and roll. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I had to do one goddamn.
I love that.
Like I'm producing shit right. But but even to the point of, boss, employee.
Yeah.
When we switch it, you the boss or I'm the boss, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's it's still creating the character, creating the image. Because the
Right.
thing about it is that what I tell any female, and you want to be every man's fantasy, that means you're every woman. So that's why I'm like, I tell people, no, it's you have it all. You have the role play scenes, of course, because that gets them to see your character. Plus, 9 out of 10, you do these pro scenes. What the fuck are they gonna have your ass do? You're gonna do some type of skit or something,
Exactly.
depending upon the company.
Yeah. Something definitely. I don't want to put myself in a box. I
Yeah.
love comedy. I love dom sub scenes. I love role playing.
Mm-hmm.
Having an actual skit. And so I love doing all these things. And I like to be sweet, but I like to be sexy.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to kind
Mm-hmm.
of morph myself into all of these different things, it has been really, really fun. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
my content has been so far even like branching out into more comedy scenes. And not, I don't take myself seriously, and I like to have fun with it. And you should see my bloopers. I have so many bloopers just from like sex scenes because I'm clumsy. I'm a ditz sometimes. So like, I don't take myself super seriously. So like being able to do all the different things has just been really fun. So I think that's why I
Oh
struggled.
my God, I would have had you play the ditzy secretary.
I would love
I
that.
didn't sing like that for real. I didn't sing like that for real. Where,
That's
but
awesome.
here's the sad part. I wasn't in the scene. I directed it, and
Right.
I was had this rapper. This guy was being a rapper, and um, the female was my secretary. I told her to watch him, keep him company until I get back to where they end up fucking. So, and she was ditzy with it and everything.
Right.
But no, but to me, it's go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
No, because to me seeing you ditzy one scene, then I see you play intelligent shit. Then, you might cosplay, because to me, I think that when you do this, you want to create a universe around
Exactly.
you.
Yes. Yes. I'm versatile. Let's see all of the sides of Summer Wilder. And that's the beauty of it because we're all multifaceted. If we're not all just this one
Mm-hmm.
thing, we all have
Mm-hmm.
different sides. We all love different things. If it was, I just like dogs. Period. I don't like any other animals. That's boring. But I love dogs. I love cats. I love
Mm-hmm.
horses. Goats. I love all of these things. So that's just the
Mm-hmm.
type of human beings that we are. And if you find a niche
Mm-hmm.
that's very specific to you, then great. That's awesome. And if it works for you, awesome. It works for you. But for me, it has just been such a struggle because I had my roommate, who's also a creator, ask me this just the other
Mm-hmm.
day. What's your brand? What do you want it to say about you? I'm like, I don't know. I have so many things I want to say, so many things I want to do that I don't like. I start to freak out. I'm like, I know I need a specific brand. So many creators have a brand. Some people are just BBCs. People are just Doms. So I'm like, I don't know. It stresses me out.
No, I tell people this: it's a marathon, not a sprint. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
even with the podcasting, I treated it. I let it just be organic. I
Right.
dealt with shit when it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with porn. It's like as you add to your scene repertoire, you kind of start seeing, okay, this is what I need to be. This is the character I need to become. Because the whole point of the matter is, it's kind of like, why do we love the sex symbols that we love? Because we
Exactly.
see them in different ways.
Right.
Period. You can imagine them in different ways. So,
Yeah.
and go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and I'm also so new still. Sure, I've had my
Mm-hmm.
accounts up for a little over a year, but doing
Mm-hmm.
the thing and like putting myself out there and doing all the things, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still so new that like I'm really still finding out what works for me, what works for my followers and my fans. What do they like to see me in? And so it's very, learning and as I go, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I post something and I'm like, oh, they're gonna love this, and it's like, man, no, they don't like this.
Yeah.
Okay, just like still trying to figure things out and figure myself out, So this is something I'm definitely gonna have to reflect on again going into
Mm-hmm.
2025 and really
Mm-hmm.
just zoning in and like honing in on all those little things, so I can really go in with the purpose because I was kind of floundering for a second there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I knew I wanted to change my name. I knew I wanted to do X, Y, and Z, but again, it's just been like a whirlwind of all these things kind of happening all at once. So
Mm-hmm.
taking time and taking those little things a little bit more seriously is just going to be something that I
Mm-hmm.
work on. Sure.
So now, like she said, she's new to this. So, but you had to learn something very quick. How? Because see, what people don't really talk about is the sacrifices that. Well, we talk about on my podcast. Sacrifices that porn stars have to make to do this business,
Mm-hmm.
especially on the personal sex side. from testing and all that good stuff. How much did you have to adjust your personal sex life to chase this damn business?
What personal sex life? Since I had a personal sex life, every time I've had sex in the last however long it's been, it has been for work. Because for example, I met this guy, I really, really liked him, and he hasn't been tested, and I had scenes lined up. I had just gotten tested, I have not just myself to worry about, but all the other creators that I am going to work with to worry about. If he had gotten tested, then that would be a different story, right? But to find civilians that test on the regular are very few and far between,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been single. I've been really working on myself and my career, so I haven't really had a personal life.
Mm-hmm.
But I have my vibrators to keep me happy and sane, so that's fine. My magic wand has been working overtime. Okay.
Oh my God. But see, that's the thing. It's kind of like that what people don't understand, especially the content creators that come in.
For
That
real.
you can't just go to the bar and pick up Cindy and take her home and fuck her
Absolutely
raw
not. No way.
and no.
And that's one thing people probably assume about people in the industry, that we're just hoeing around. It's like, actually, absolutely not. We take care of our bodies and we test
Mm-hmm.
regularly. We fuck around and find out, because that's our livelihood. Not only is it our bodies, but it's our means, our income,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
ever going to put myself in that position, let alone somebody that I'm going to work with. I mean, that's just a hard no for me. And if I meet somebody, that's going to be something that we talk about. Like, okay, you want to have, physical relations with me, you're going to have to go get tested, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just hard no. You don't have a test, you're not fucking me. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Shit, you ain't even got to go pay for a test. You go to the doctor, motherfucker.
Exactly. Go get TTS
She,
clinic and just get tested. But even still,
yeah,
these people don't fucking do it. And I'm
no.
generalizing. I know people out there that are listening that are like, hey, I just got tested. But very fucking few and far between. And you just don't want to take that
Mm-hmm.
risk. I'd rather
No.
come home and play with myself and be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, even my roommates test it all the time. If I'm really that, desperate, I don't mean desperate. He's very hot. So if I hooked up with Adam or Adam X Lee, he's my roommate. It's not
Yeah,
because
okay.
body, but like I can always do that,
I mean, but let's keep it 100. It makes logical sense. Like, hey, Adam, I need an itch scratch. I mean, we already
Yes,
shoot together anyway. We can set up the camera.
exactly. Like I just really want to fuck right now. We can either A, film it, or B, just not. Either way, it'll still be good.
It's still gonna be good. Yeah,
Yeah.
because to me, it's like they don't realize that one positive test can shut down a whole industry.
Oh
One.
my God. Yes. And I've had friends in those situations where they've had content houses shut down because things started popping off, literally, And when MGen first became like, I wasn't fully enthralled in all of this, but I was just hearing about it and it was just like, shit, here goes that weekend because X amount of talent can't come because they popped for something.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, I told you it's a profession, people. A profession for a reason. It's a profession. So like I said, I always talk to the MILFs, you know, ladies that get into the business later on in life, they're older, based off of relationships and stuff of that nature. A lot of times, yeah, divorce, sexless. We smokers know what it is. So for you, how many things that you were taught you had to retaught yourself to do this business?
Oh, so much. Like having that self-confidence is definitely something I had to reteach myself. Not being so insecure, and that was a huge lesson for me, just to like come out of my shell a little bit more. And my previous marriage was just, it really like took me down a couple of notches. So rebuilding myself and all of that self-confidence was something that I had to relearn. And then not being a perfectionist, definitely something that is still a work in progress. Like things sometimes don't work out, things sometimes happen, things, shit like that, so not being like so crazy, like OCD, things have to be like this, just kind of not free flowing all the time, but come up and happen. So definitely having to reteach myself that, and patience, because sometimes it is hard in cats, let me tell you, like, hey, we're all at one, it's 12:55 and no one is ready. And it's like, like my military side is like, y'all are fucking late.
Oh yeah, I know it'd be killing your ass.
Yeah, you have no idea. Like I'm going insane inside, but I'm like, okay, that's fine. We'll shoot at 1:30 then, even though that's 30 minutes past the time we said, but that's all right. So just kind of being a little bit more go with the flow has just been a really hard lesson for me personally.
Oh my God, Lord. Oh geez.
That shit drives me nuts. Honestly, it's still, I'm like, I get so frustrated, but I'm like, okay, let me not freak out. Because people really
I
piss
can
me
tell you I can tell you stories for my days.
off.
Shit that would have made me go bald. And well, I am technically going bald, but I mean before my time. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So, oh my goodness. But confidence, girl, you gorgeous as hell. I don't know what confidence you lacking.
Yeah.
And you wonder why you got getting all these works and calls and I did this business 15 years. I am looking at money in front of me, people. I'm not surprised that you had one hell of a first year.
Thank you. But you look at yourself all day. That's all you do. You take videos, you take that, and then you can't, at least for me, I can't help but compare myself sometimes. Like my body type isn't a certain way. What if my hair was longer? What if my boobs were bigger? What if my ass was bigger? My feet, like I start to nitpick, but it's like people like what they. I'm doing well. I'm fine. Still working on myself, absolutely, but not letting things kind of eat me alive. Like I still want to be out there and like fake it till I fucking make it, because sometimes I'm just not feeling it. Oh God, I feel bad.
See, now I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you the key to this. I'm gonna tell you what the key to this, people. It's not about who the prettiest. No, it's about who the slut is and look pretty doing it.
Exactly.
See, that's the difference.
Which is hard.
Because yeah, especially for the position that we got to pull the fuck off that y'all civilians don't get to do. You know how hard it is for you talk about doing that. Just to give you an example, people, a reverse cowgirl. You know how much shit got to go right to pull off a reverse cowgirl.
Yeah, that, especially when they want to shove their dicks in your mouth and you're just kind of like trying to balance and trying to look pretty doing it. Now you're stuffing a dick in your mouth and you're just like, here we go. And then the camera guy is right here,
Oh, and you got to keep balance while bouncing on the dick.
Yes, it's hard.
With hurt knees.
With my back and my knees, I'm 37. My back sometimes is just like, if I have a long shoot day, the next couple of days, I am exhausted. My back is fried, and not in a fun way. I'm just like, I'm really sure. I
It been times I was so sore I felt like I was in a fight.
Truly. Even after a photo shoot, I'm like, damn, all I did was stand there, flexing.
Like, all we did was fuck. What the hell? Why? I'm having a hard time getting out of bed this morning.
Seriously. It's a whole body experience. It's a whole body workout all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, when we say we athletes, we really are people. We really fucking are. Trust and believe.
That's
That's
right.
why so many girls hit the gym. Hit the gym. So, but it's interesting that you were saying about bigger tits, this and third. Have you been pressured about that?
About what?
Have you been pressured about titties getting bigger,
Oh no,
ass getting fatter, any of that shit?
no. It's all mental. It's all internal.
Mm,
My best friends are these beautiful women. These penthouse pets, these Brazzers girls and stuff. And so that's all my internal. You know, and they all have breast implants or BBLs and
mm,
things like that. And like I haven't
mm,
had any work done myself besides a little
mm,
bit of lip filler and some Botox every now and then. But
mm,
like trying to figure out if that's a me because Summer wants it or is it me because I feel like I need it. That's still like an internal monologue, But no pressure out from
mm.
outside. Absolutely not. No. If anything, I've had people the opposite. No, leave your boobs. They're great. I love them the way they are. Blah, blah, blah. So if anything, I've had people say, absolutely not. Don't do it. So.
For what I've seen, you got a nice pair of titties and a nice ass. It's a sexy ass.
Thank you.
No, because that well, this won't go on YouTube, but it will be on Spotify, people. And guess what, premium smokers? Guess what? And you just got a preview for the premium smoke room, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Sorry, guys.
Oh no, it's all good. It's still going up. It's still
Good.
going up. It just ain't gonna go on. Hey, I just can't put it on YouTube, but that's all right because they can watch it on Spotify. I ain't mad at it. I enjoyed it. You can do it again. I don't give a damn.
I'll fix it at the end so you can just crop it out.
Oh my God. So right there, people, I done held this sexy lady up here for an hour and we ain't even touched the surface. We ain't scratched the surface. We ain't even touched the mountaintop. So I got to ask her the $1 million question. Miss Summer Wilder, can I call you a smoke buddy?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
See, say no more, people. You know what that means? That means she'll be back on the Smokers Lounge, and she just gave you a preview of what's going to happen in the premium smoke room on Loyal Fans. Yeah, people. 5 premium podcast. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I keep saying 5. I know. I done added some podcasts. 6 premium podcasts for you to enjoy, plus special events, aka the VIP smoke room. And I even go live once or twice a month on X with the VIP smoke room. So yes, you'll see titties on X live as it happens. You feel me? And you know what happens in premium smoke room. Let me get close to the camera so I can tell you. The conversation gets more saucier. It gets more candid. It gets more provocative. It gets more unpredictable. It gets more wilder. The titties come out. Dildos might pop out. You don't know unless you subscribe. Yeah, it gets wild. It gets wild in premium smoke room. Oh, and if you're looking for Triple X, I got you there too. I have a video store for the premium smoke room where you can see my work as I give ladies the work, 15 years of it. Because big dicks going to sticks. That's why they used to call me Big Country. You feel me? And for my Spotify users, I got you covered over there. You can subscribe on Spotify as well. Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry's top male talents and producers about the business of porn from a male's perspective. Plus over 400 episodes ranging from limited podcast series that I did in the past, premium smoke podcast episodes that's not on Loyal Fans, as well as Chronicles of a Spit Queen episodes that are not on Loyal Fans. You feel me? And one other thing I need to announce. I am monetized on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, listening on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and comment. Whether it's negative or positive, I love the fucking feedback. And the more you watch, the more I get fucking paid. So there you go. So now, with that being said, Miss Wilder, can you tell everybody where they can spend money on you, baby?
Absolutely. I have an OnlyFans, Summer Wilder sex, and that's pretty much the only one that I have that's monetized right now. But that's okay. So we're expanding. We're expanding every day.
No doubt, no doubt.
Right.
So,
Stuff on there dropping every Friday.
so y'all need to go subscribe. So, what did you smoke over today? What did you learn? Well,
Whew, that
remember
I
I
really
told you I said I'm gonna give you this. I love her. I can't wait for her to come back. But let me tell you, people, what y'all should have learned. What you should have learned. Everybody starts somewhere. Period. This is a DIY business. You learn on the fly sometimes. You got
yes.
to roll with the punches. You got to adjust on the fly. And you must be willing to do so. Period. Also, you must be open to have fun and to
Mm-hmm.
test your limits. I always talk about that because once again, this is a place where you can be as freaky, as nasty, as dirty, as slutty as you want to fucking be. This is your opportunity.
Right.
You can let loose that inner slut that
Yes.
therapist told me about. You feel me? But the main thing is the power that the powers that be hate is sexual awareness and freedom.
Absolutely.
They don't want that.
Exactly.
They don't want it with a marriage. They don't want you if you're single. None of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're free sexually, it allows the rest of everything else in your life to be free and open up. It's a brand new day, energy, the whole nine. And I'm not just talking about whether I like anal, whether I like my ass ate out, or I love, cum denial. Kind of got turned up. I kind of didn't realize I was into that shit. I love when they do that. But even if you're homosexual, if you're gay, you're part of LGBTQ,
Yes.
being open
Absolutely.
sexually
Yes. And
is
also
free.
really hold fast on your hard nose. Don't feel pressure to try things that you're just not fucking ready to, and having people in your life that respect those boundaries, because as fun as it is to explore your sexuality, explore all of these fun new things, you really have to be able to speak up for yourself and be like, hey, I don't feel comfortable doing this, or hey, I don't actually like this. And you can always change your mind. And also, another big thing for people out there, no means no, and no is a full sentence. I shouldn't have to explain myself. If I say no, period, point blank. That's it. And that's in any fucking situation. And so that's another thing that I've definitely learned. Again, like, I felt the pressure to do anal as soon as I started doing everything. And I'm like, no, I'm not ready for that step. This is not what I want to do right now. I might explore it, but this is something that I'm saying internally to myself. All I said was no, and like, let's just leave it. And so that was another huge lesson, is being able to stand up for myself and saying, hey, these are my hard nose, not okay, not okay, not okay. And having people in my life and people that I work with be like, absolutely, we got you, Summer, and not feeling the pressure. So
Other words, you have a voice. So with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Summer, tell the smokers goodbye.
bye, guys. You guys have a great night. Happy Thanksgiving. You froze. Did I lose you? Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Back up, Sam.